Meditate, manifest, invest in you. Join me on my spiritual journey as I elevate myself and like-minded listeners to a higher level mentally, physically, and spiritually. Thank you for listening. This is Black Hippie Lounge, and I am your host, Chanel.
Hey!
Hey, how are you?
I'm over here still being a pimp, not loving these hoes. How you doing?
I'm good.
Thank you so much for first off, guys, this is what happens when you go after your dreams. You meet just beautiful people all across the world who just have great positive energy, because I'm talking to all 20,000 of your listeners, because I know you hot commodity right now, okay? So yes, thank you so much for, number one, not thinking I was a bot. Okay, because listen, attention to all you bots out here. Y'all find a real job, okay? Scamming cannot be y'all's job for the rest of y'all's life.
Right.
Okay? I'm just saying, like, you cannot just, like, let me ask you something. Have you ever got scammed, like, not so bad, but you got scammed and you didn't realize it, like, oh my gosh, like that person really played me?
Yeah, definitely.
Did you actually end up opening up a can of whoop on that person once they scammed you?
No, I mean, not physically, but definitely like verbally, I would say.
Is that person still out there scamming? Because if they are, let me have some words with
I would hope not. I would hope not. I hope they learn their lesson.
I mean, I just like, I remember there was this one boy who I've known since middle school, and he actually, I guess, had a crush on me. You know how guys always claim they like you, and like once you graduate high school, oh yeah, I had a crush on you. I was shy back then.
Yeah.
Negro, you had 5 kids by the time we were leaving. Ain't nothing shy about that D, okay? Back to what I was saying. So he, this boy, I saw him one day at my job, and I said, hey, how's it going and everything? He's like, pretty good. I said, so what are you up to these days? He's like, I'm just out here working. I said, oh, cool. Where do you work at? And he looked around kind of strange, like, I asked him a bad question. I said, well, where do you work at? He's like, the bank. I said, well, which one? He's like, all of them. I'm like, huh? He's like, okay, I gotta go now. So anyway, I was like, what is that? So I spoke to another one of our classmates who she said she was talking to him at the time. And she told me, she's like, Kendra, he's a scammer. That's what he meant by he works at all the banks. I said, oh. He ended up going to jail, shortly after. He ended up going to jail. But with all that being said, I don't know if he's out. Not sure whatever happened to him. You know what? I should probably go Google him. Because I literally forgot about that story. It just made me remember that story. So yeah. But I mean, like I said, other than that, because I'm from Atlanta, born and raised, and so I know here in Atlanta, it's pretty, a lot of people, you come across a lot of scammers here out in Atlanta, and a lot of it comes from people from other states who are out here trying to, I guess, make a name for this and giving Atlanta a bad name for the city. And it's like, y'all don't do that. Like, come on now.
No, yeah, you're right.
But yeah, so other than that, I'm pretty much I haven't had like any like real deal issues. I've come across like, okay, well, let me ask you this. Would you call this scamming if you had a fake panhandler who used their child as a pawn and you gave them money? Is that considered scamming? Or
yeah, I would say so.
Okay, well, never mind. Yeah, I've been scammed. let me tell you how this time I got scammed. Now, it wasn't, I don't know if it was as bad as yours. If you want to, talk about it on camera, you can, or if you want to talk about it off camera, you can do that as well. But what happened with me was I was just leaving the gym. Literally, it was like 8:00 at night. This is like summertime or springtime, so it was kind of dark, at that time. So just leaving the gym, my car's a 2-minute walk from the gym. I'm looking around, nobody's coming. I see one car pass. I get to my car, open my door, and I'm getting in. All of a sudden, this woman and this child come out of nowhere. Like, they came out of nowhere like a freaking cat. I'm like, where the heck did y'all come from, right? So they give their little spiel and script, and they're like, oh yeah, you know, homeless, whatever they said. And you know, people would use like children like pawns, like, and I hate people who do that, because you have some real homeless people out here, and you guys are being fake homeless.
Right.
So with that being said, I gave her some money. I was so happy about this good deed, in quotation marks, that I did. I called my sister. I said, hey, this is what I did. And she says, describe her to me. And I described her. She says, I saw that same lady in this part of Atlanta yesterday. And I was like, what? And I had everything in me to go and try to locate her, like drive around Atlanta and been like, female dog. Well, I don't know if I can use profanity on here, so I'm just trying to clean it up with you. So I'm like, female dog, you know, you see where I was gonna go off of her, mollywop her, and then like, do you remember that episode in Martin when Martin and Gina were stuck at the train station, and Gina had the white guy was like getting crunk with her, and she said, come here a little closer. She had banged him against the glass. That's what I was about to do, like beat her up and got all my money and took all the rest of the money that she took from other people and took that for myself. But then my sister told me not to do that. Look, y'all don't know me very well, right? I'm kind of a thug. Anyway, so but yeah, so it's one of those things where that had ended up for me, that ended up happening. And you know, like I said, there are some people out there who really are homeless, and some ones that really aren't. They just want to pretend to be homeless, because you know what, those people, when you get off the highway at the corner, they actually make more money than we do a year, because think of how many cars they see, you know, in a day.
Right. No, that's true.
It's crazy. Like I'm gonna tell you another quick story. There was this guy, this is a true story. There was this guy who actually had quit his job and said he wanted to be homeless because he said he was tired of working and paying bills.
What?
True story. He said he quit his job because he was tired of working and was tired of paying bills. So he ends up going on the street. He meets a crackhead woman. They end up getting together and having relations. And I'm like, wow, that's just some dirty cooter. And a penis, and somehow the sperm survived. Man, sperm is amazing, right? anyway, so the woman gets pregnant, she gives birth, and they leave it with a grocery store owner. Okay. And then he said that we're gonna go to live in Oregon, because you know Oregon legalized, they just legalized every drug in America. Right. And if you actually put down that you're homeless, you get like a stimulus check every month. So maybe Oregon's the way to go. I don't know, but all I'm saying is that is freaking crazy. Like,
that's crazy. What a scam, though. The guy's doing.
Like, have you ever been got by a fake homeless person before?
Nah, not that I know of, at least.
Okay.
Yeah, that's crazy though. I mean, I definitely believe it happens though. Which sucks, but
it does. You know, sometimes if you try to buy them food, if you try to, you know, they'll migrate to another area to get
I feel like you should, you know, when you try to give them food instead and they don't want to take it, they want the money instead or something, you know what I mean? Like, but yeah, it's crazy. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
I hope you guys like that little intro. I had to start y'all off with a little warm up. All right, so yes, name is Kendra Crump. I am from Atlanta. Been here since I was 0. So you know how if you've been in a place for so long, you want to like leave the state and venture out somewhere else. Right. Well, for me, I'm trying to venture out to Rapper the Game's house. Babe, look, I'm tired of shouting you out every time I go on a new podcast or whatever it might be. I know you hear me calling you. You hear me, all right? I'm talking to you. Pick up the freaking phone and call me back. So if anybody out there personally knows him, tell him to go respond back to my DM. I sent him on April 19th at 1:38 in the morning Eastern Standard Time. All right. But yeah, so I'm actually go to attend Clark Atlanta University, getting my bachelor's in mass communication, trying to with like a concentration in radio, television, and film. So my dream is to have my own radio, television show. Call it the Kendra Crump Show. I'm like somewhat emulating Steve Harvey. One thing I liked about Steve was before he actually made it to where he is now, he in the 90s, he had like the Steve Harvey TV show. 2000s, of course, he was on the King of Comedy little thing with the other comedians. He ended up having the Steve Harvey radio show. And then, of course, now he has what comes on, like, I think Fox, the Steve, TV show that he has. That's what I want. He writes, I like writing as well. So he has books out. So this man is like entrepreneurial. And that's why I always tell people, you need to have a plan B, C, D. And the reason I say that is because you can invest so much time in your plan A where it might end up going, haywire in a sense where it doesn't happen. Like, the last thing you want is to be a 50-year-old rapper who's been trying to get his mixtape out for the last 30 years. Who wants to go to freaking Chevron, Shell, Texaco, whatever gas station y'all got in y'all city, and see the same man travel from one state,
right?
Who wants the whole, that entire, like, nobody wants a 50-year-old, mixtape from 50-year-old rapper who's out there trying to get his mixtape out there. Like, at some point, that's why I said everybody needs to have a plan, B, C, D. Like, let me ask you something. When it comes with your dreams, do you have a plan B or C or D?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I have different ideas that I want to do for myself, like more than one. Definitely I have a career in mind, but I have other like entrepreneurial things that I want to do for myself too, because I feel like you always have to have various forms of income, so I definitely have multiple plans for myself, like you said, and I think it is important not to invest all into one plan, because like you said, if that doesn't work out, then you need something to always fall back on, so having multiple plans is definitely the way to go, I think, like you said.
And you know what, a lot of adults don't really know what another thing that they really want to be in life. They just want to just be one thing, and that's not really good. And I really advocate everybody, and then when you're going after your dreams, I need for you guys to have accountability partners. I need for you to have, like, it's always, now I look at it like, okay, so I have a very strong relationship with God, and I've read the entire Bible, and one thing I realized, because I'm rereading it again, so I'm in Genesis right now, and one thing I realized was, even when there was a world full, plethora of evil people, he always found one or two or three people who were decent human beings. And there's always going to be that one, two, or maybe a third person who is a decent human being, and so stick around, hang around those people. Let that be your main posse, in the sense, like, I always say this: stay away from people who are willing to spend thousands of dollars on ticket sales to support their favorite artist who doesn't pay their bills, or maybe they have or have not met, but they always got an excuse when it comes to supporting you. Stay away from those people.
That's true. Yeah.
I'm gonna tell y'all another quick story. So I know this one girl. All right, shout out to you, girl. All right. So when I first started doing my little comedic videos about a couple of years ago, well, really putting them on the internet a couple of years ago, I started from Snapchat and transitioned over to IG. And so,
okay, so actually, I have a question about that. So you've been on Snapchat for a long time.
Well, this was 2016, and I kind of got off the Snapchat train. I snapped once, a couple times out the month. Yeah, that's when I snap. I used to snap every day, but I just got bored with it. Now what I do is I'll post little memes. I'll say one thing. Like I said, one thing I said is, I said to anybody out there who thinks that they're ugly, you are, but stop thinking it. So I try to uplift people, and then I'll post a few funny memes and call it a day, but yeah, I started with Snapchat, and at the time my videos were like Uncle Luke's 2 Live Crew, Little Kim's any of her albums, a little bit of Zayn, Okay, and here's the thing, man. Zane. You know, the sex books, Zane.
Oh,
not little Zane.
I thought you meant Lil Zane. I was
no,
like,
not little Zane. Did you have a crush on him like every other girl did?
No.
Well, okay, let me.
I think by the time that he came out, I was already. I was very much into Bow Wow.
I was just about to ask you, were you Bow Wow or Romeo?
No, I was all Bow Wow. Like I had his posters on my wall, everything. I love me some Bow Wow. Now he's
you know what? And that's what I realized. I knew for a fact I made a bad choice of men early on when I chose Bow Wow over Romeo.
I know, right? Romeo's definitely killing
like
it.
It comes from, you know what someone told me? I asked and Bow Wow's been like that since he was a child. So I asked a Delta agent. I said, "Hey, who is the crappiest celebrity you've seen or had to come across with thus far?" And she said it was two of them. She said Little Bow Wow, when he first came out, he wanted to have, he said he made girls pay $5 for an autograph and $10 for a picture. I was like, what? She's like, yes. There was a line of girls, and he said, if anybody wants a picture or autograph from me, this is how much you're gonna have to charge. But he's, like I said, and even before he, when he got some notoriety in his city in Ohio, he was like kind of crappy. So again, this comes from, a lot of times, what's crazy? A lot of parents are the reason why their kids are the way that they are. They do not care. They're pretty much selling their kid out because of the greed and the fame that they want. And that's what I'm saying, man. Stay away from people who are like that. Stay away from people who really don't have your best interest at heart. But I was saying, as far as my comedy, people were like, Kendra, this is hilarious. But do you have anything else to talk about? So I had to really start studying after other comedians and realizing that you can talk about anything and be funny. But the problem is we live in a generation now where you get canceled for anything. And I remember I made this joke, and guys, again, this was a joke. I made it. Do not sit here and try to throw rotten tomatoes at me in my DMs or throw rotten tomatoes at me in real life, because I throw hands. Okay, run it up. Back to what I was saying. So the joke I made, I said, transgender women aren't women. Let's call them X-Men. So,
yeah. I'm sorry.
So listen. Not mind you guys. Here comes the community coming after me. They over here yelling at me via cyberbullying me, saying, "What are you talking about? They are women." Going off on me, right? I had some other, and mind you, it got to the point where I was like, "What bathroom y'all want me to meet you at?" You're not gonna sit here and bully me over a post. It's just a post, right?
Not which bathroom.
So with that being said, I had some people who were also part of the community who said, Kendra, I showed that joke to my transgender friends and they found it hilarious. So again, it goes to show you, if people just, they want to just feel like a lot of people have, big kahunas online, but if you see them in person, they're not about that. Let me ask you something. Have you ever tried to meet up with somebody who was talking reckless online, or you just never were a part of that? If you talk crap online, I'm gonna let you have it. What type of person, have you always been?
No, I mean, the thing is, I wouldn't even say that I was a big social media person anyway. I feel like maybe as of recently, for me, I asked you about the Snapchat because I literally just learned how to use Snapchat,
welcome
a couple months ago. Yeah, and so I have obviously Instagram, but as far as going back and forth with someone, I feel like I really haven't, because I'm very much the type of person you know what I'm saying? I'm not about to go back and forth with somebody about, especially someone that I'm not going to see them.
That's good. You don't do that.
I don't. And I've seen people having comments where I'm like, okay, actually, I could definitely see why someone will want to meet up with you and put them paws on you. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it's I don't know. Me personally, I've never had that situation happen either. But yeah, I mean, it definitely happens, you know. People, like you said, I think that the whole term of like internet thug, like a lot of people are just, they talk reckless online, but they don't carry that same energy, you know. And I think when it comes to people who probably, it sounds like you too, like people like us who we carry the same energy online versus in person, you know. So it's just like, I don't know, I feel like people like that, they're not even worth your time, you know what I'm saying?
And you know what has to happen is like, I have to learn to just be like, Kendra, don't allow it to get to you. The reason I say that is because people, it used to be a time, probably, you know, are you an 80s baby or 90s baby?
80s.
Okay, well I'm like mid 90s.
Oh, okay.
You look like you about 20
Girl,
years old though. So I thought, but we,
you don't know how many people never guess my age. Like, I'm 33. I just turned 33.
No, I don't. I think you just turned 20. But I
mean, I'll take it.
But no, the reason I figured that, I was like, the reason I said, okay, she might be older than I think she is, because I felt like when you had said that you had the posters of Bow Wow and stuff, I said, oh yeah, I definitely did not have posters of nobody. Okay, we just had like nothing but Jesus all up in the house. Like that's who we were supposed to like only. But no, but it's like there used to be a time where if you got into a fight with somebody, you guys duked it out, and then you guys went to the grocery store and stole something out of the grocery store together and called it a day. Yeah, you can't do that now. People are so afraid to lose that they will sit here and come and get a gun and shoot you because they're afraid.
People nowadays, it's not about using your hands; it's about like using some kind of weapon or something. Like,
and that's why I have to be mindful of the fact of when I learn not to clap back, because it's exhausting. Sometimes people just yell at you because say nasty things because they know that you'll react to that. People will react to negativity faster than they will to positivity.
Exactly.
So that's another thing that I realized. And I was going to say something that's about the transgender joke. And the reason I made that joke was because months prior I made a gay joke that was hilarious, and it got great reviews. And the gay joke was, how are you gay and can't dress? What the hell were you doing in the closet the entire time?
I mean, it's funny. Like, for me, I'm like, I feel like, you know, the people who are having a quote unquote problem with that, like, I feel like that's not even being fair, because you're being sensitive about that. But like, how many times do comedians make black jokes, Asian jokes? You know what I mean? Like, everything when it comes to comedy, there is, you can't be sensitive, right? It's just, it's no one's saying any jokes with real ill intent. It's just making jokes of like real life stuff. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, stop being so sensitive and just like have fun with it. You know what I'm saying?
But like, there's some things you should know automatically to stay away from. Like, I will never make a joke about rape, pedophilia, incest. Right. But you know, like I said, those
jokes were funny though. The ones
yeah.
And
then, listen. And then I think the very first time, honey, I be getting canceled all the time. The very first time I got canceled, quote unquote, I said, dating a skinny girl is all fun and games until you hit 90 on the freeway. She flies out the window like a paper napkin. Here comes one skinny girl that I knew once upon a time. I say knew once upon a time because I don't hang out with that mentally ill woman no more. This is what she said. She's like, Kendra, this joke is not funny. Take it down now. That's what she wrote on my post. And I said back to her, is this your first day on the internet?
Exactly. Like, come on, the internet, you cannot be sensitive and use the internet. The internet, like, it's always gonna be something. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta be able to laugh it off. Come on, man.
It's to me, it's just all of it's just honestly, it's a bunch of wahala and hoopty-la. Okay, that's all it freaking is. And that's why I said, guys, let me tell you something. With me doing comedy, so let me tell you how I really got started into comedy.
I was gonna say, what made you get into comedy?
And so what ended up making me get into comedy was when I was a kid, you know, I was trying to figure out what I wanted to, you know, be in life as I got older, trying to figure out what I wanted to be in life. And I said, ooh, like, let me be a chef, until I realized there's too much math in this. And I was failing math like every year in school. Like, you know how there were some kids who were in like second grade and they were reading on the 6th grade reading level?
Yeah.
I was in second grade reading on the pre-K level. Like, I know my mama. I know my mama was like so tired of showing up at the PTA meetings with a new wig on. It's like, that Miss Crump. That ain't Miss Crump. Miss Crump, what you got a Shaka Khan wig on for? Oh wait, hold on. Side note, speaking of Shaka Khan, so I wrote underneath her comments. This was just literally yesterday. I wrote underneath her comments, and I said Shaka has been fine her entire life. ... Sheesh. She liked my comment. Aww. Guys, I'm in there like swimwear. Anyway, back to what I was saying. So then the next thing, and then, like I said, school, I never cared for school. Like, I really, once I made it to high school, I'm like, oh my goodness, like, I watched too many high school movies prior to getting into high school. I was like, oh my goodness, we're going to be able to dance on the table and roam the hallways and wear whatever we want. Yes, I can't wait, right? So I get to high school, I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm gonna be popular and have a boyfriend for every day of the week, and then maybe have a girlfriend on the side because all y'all be bisexual, like you keep trying it out. I used to think that. I'm like, you like him? Wait, he likes her? Like, that's all high school was. It's like a bunch of people trying to figure out their own way in life, right?
Yeah.
But anyway, so yeah, I felt that both, trying to be popular, having, get my groove on and all that other type of stuff. And I kept wondering to myself, I'm like, so let me tell y'all another fun fact about myself. So I left high school like a pure virgin, right? It was because like people were always at my house. My parents, thank you, Mom, and other people, adults in the house, who did not allow me to go and hang out with my little friends. Thank you. Because let me tell you, so I could not understand for the life of me, how were y'all able to sneak out the house, sneak folks in, joyride? Did you ever do that or come close to doing that, or were you like a good kid who didn't like do that sneaking around?
What do you mean, like with a boyfriend?
Yeah, had a boyfriend, you snuck him in the house, or you decided to sneak out the house?
Oh hell no! There won't no sneaking no boyfriends in my house.
Yeah, okay. Or joyride? You never got your parents' car and started joyriding?
No. I mean, so for me, I wouldn't say I was great in high school. I was good. I was pretty much a good kid. But I definitely had my moments where I tested, my parents, and I was rebellious and sneaky. I was a sneaky teenager. I definitely was. But I had to be, because usually my mom's answer would always be no. So I just do it anyway. So I would just go for but I also had a friend, a really close friend, who she was a year older than us. So when we were in like 10th grade, I think, or 11th grade, she had a car already. So she had a car, so we were always with her, and like we would just be able to have her drive us everywhere and go everywhere with her. So, I didn't really have to do any of that, like as far as like the car situation. And then as far as like dating, I definitely dated, but like you said, I did not have any sexual experiences like before college. But for me, it was like I went to school out of state. So when I graduated high school, my mission was like to get out of Boston. So I was like, I'm not gonna let anything hold me back, and I was like, I'm not about to get knocked up and have to stay here. So I really didn't have any like joyride experiences, but definitely like experiences of like sneaking around and stuff like that, definitely, or like being where I wasn't supposed to be, or just like doing stuff that I wasn't supposed to do. Definitely a lot of parties for me. I used to go to parties a lot, places that I should not have been at all. But I mean, I don't know. We were teenagers. I mean, that's what teenagers do, right? Like,
I mean, yeah, that's what y'all did. I was a boring teenager. I went to bed on Friday night. Went to bed at 9:00. Like,
wait, what?
Went to bed at like 10 o'clock at night. Like,
what? As a teenager?
Yes, because I was not allowed to do nothing, and I'm like, this is freaking bull crap. Like, can I please wear
all throughout high school every year?
Yes.
Wow.
I'm telling y'all, my life was like, I could not, and because my mom, she's an evangelist as well, so
okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
Everything was a sin. I couldn't wear this.
Where in Atlanta are you from?
Okay, so mainly the south side of Atlanta, but I lived on the west side and the north side. So yeah.
I used to live there. I used to live in Atlanta for a couple of years.
Okay. Did you ever check out the adult wonderland called Magic City? It's pretty magical.
You know what's crazy? I never got a chance to go to Magic City. I went to, what's the other one? The other
Blue Flame, Pinups, Cheetahs, Strokers, Follies.
That's it.
It's more out there because it's like strip club capital of the world.
I feel like it wasn't Follies. It was
Claremont Lounge.
No. Shoot. I always forget the name of it too.
Was it a hole in the wall?
Kinda, but it was.
Rockefellers? Was it Gold Rush?
What's next to Gold Rush? Isn't there another one next to it?
No. I don't think. Not sure.
It wasn't. I don't think it was Follies, but it was definitely like one of the ones that it wasn't Magic City, but it was definitely. Damn, what was it?
V Live, which used to be Diamonds of Atlanta.
No.
Oh,
damn.
Okay.
I don't remember the name of it, but that was like my first strip club.
What side of town were you on? East side, west side, north side, south side?
I don't know. It was a friend. It was her boyfriend's birthday, and he wanted to go to the strip club. So a group of us went. Dang, I always forget the name of it too. If it comes to my mind, I definitely let you know. But I know it was fun though. But I mean, Atlanta,
Onyx
strip clubs down there, they're unmatched. Like,
wait, what about Onyx?
Onyx, that's what it was. It was Onyx.
Okay.
Yeah. That was fun. And I didn't know what to expect when I went, but I was like, this is lit. It was almost like a club kind of too. You know what I'm saying? Like, obviously the girls and stuff were dancing, they were killing it, but people were eating food and stuff and like dancing on the all around and stuff. It was fun. I mean, but I love Atlanta though. Atlanta is just the vibe in Atlanta is it's crazy. Like you said, there's gonna be all kinds of people. There's scammers. There's like, you know, the celebrities that you see. It's such a great place. It really is. I do miss being there. I was there for a few years. I was there until like 2016. I think I moved back.
Okay.
I think I moved there in like 2012. I think 2012, 2013. I think I moved there.
Okay, so maybe we done seen each other just passing by.
Maybe we did, because definitely I was there for a while and I loved it. The people there were just great. You know what I loved about there is that like you could go there, you can be there, and you can go to an event by yourself and you'll leave there with like meeting like mad different people. You know what I mean? Like everyone's just friendly, and that's what I was saying. Like where you are as far as like getting into comedy, that's a good location for you to be. You know what I mean? To start your comedy, because it's just like, I know they have so many different clubs there too that comedians can perform in and stuff. There's just so many events that they have. It's just so easy to network there. You know what I'm saying? So what type of comedy would you say that you do, or like who's your target audience if you have one?
From the young to the old, anybody out there. Like I don't sit here to try to discriminate. I want everybody who's listening underneath the sound of my voice to love what I'm saying and stuff like that. I really want, like, I've had kids, I done told jokes to kids and they're laughing. I done told jokes to the elderly, they've laughed. Like everybody, you know, is laughing. So I don't have like an actual target audience. Like ethnicity, I don't have a target audience for them. You know, I once made a joke about white people. I said, white people, they don't cry that much, but let that dog die.
Oh gosh.
And a lot of white people like reposted what I had to say, and they were all laughing.
It's true though. They'll die for the dog. You know they will.
You know? So it's like for me personally, I you know, whatever it might be, I just anything I say, I don't sit here, like, nobody's off limits. You know, except what I told you earlier, those first three subjects, but yeah. I say whatever.
Yeah. So what oppositions or adversities have you faced, or you're currently facing?
People who want me to sleep with them so I can get my name out there. Sorry, y'all. This box is closed until marriage. Okay, y'all can't. Y'all know ain't unless you rapper the game, maybe. But yeah, people want me to sleep with them. People want me to pay them money to get myself out there. Guys, let me tell you something. That's a black Ponzi scheme.
Yeah.
You cannot pay your way into fame. You will go broke. Okay?
Right.
You will go broke with a sign on the side of the road talking about, please help me pay for my comedy or basketball career or whatever. I'll be always wondering, like, how do those homeless people get those pens and markers and cardboards and tents? Like, did they go to Walmart and steal them? Anyway, I'm telling you, man. Let me tell y'all. Put y'all up on game real quick. If you end up paying somebody $100 to get for promotion via IG in their story time or on their page, 9 times out of 10, when a person sees an advertisement, they scroll past it. Mm-hmm. Nobody cares to look at that. So you just wasted $100 for what?
Right.
I don't pay for promotion.
Yeah,
I don't pay for.
You can sell yourself, really. Because that's what's gonna attract people, is that when you are selling yourself and you're showing how much you believe in you, then that's, you know what I mean? That's how you can really get yourself out there.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna tell you another adverse. I don't know. I was about to start the story a little earlier, but I didn't get a chance to finish it because my ADHD be kicking in. I be jumping from one subject to the next. I was saying that there was a girl, a friend of mine. And I said, "Hey, friend," and I remember I had said to her when I first started my comedy career, I putting the videos out there. I said, "Hey, are you okay with reposting one of my videos on your IG story or whatever, or on your page?" And she said, "Kendra, I would, but your videos are, it's a little vulgar, and my dad follows me, and I just don't want him to see that or hear that." And I was like, "Skirt, ma'am, you curse like a sailor. It's always MF this and MF that, or whatever comes out your mouth. And on top of that, you're currently pregnant by a man that you're not married to, and you're posting that. Hello. How is that like not more? Of course you're at your parents' house, but still, is that not vulgar?" She even had told me that one day, she was 12 years old. I remember the first time I started, I was cursing up a storm when I hit 12 years old, honey. Once I knew what curse words were, because nobody in my household cursed. So once I knew what curse words were, it was
Wait. So you're saying that you didn't hear anyone swear until you were 12?
When I was in middle school, nobody in my household, when I got to middle school, everybody was saying a bunch of language. Wow. But I'm saying in my household, nobody said no bad word. Did you in your household, did your parents curse?
Yes. All the time.
Did you ever get cursed out?
Yes, all the time.
And let me say this. And a lot of people get surprised, what, Kendra, your parents? I said, no, my parents, they didn't do that. They're like, Kendra, my mama didn't call me the B word. I said, what? They're like, Kendra, my mom didn't call me an MF. I'm like, what?
Yeah. Wow.
And let me say this, parents, please, do not do that to your kids, because that really wears on a person's self-esteem.
Yeah.
You don't do that to your children, man. You know what I realized? The reason that parents do that, the reason that they talk down to their kids, is because they know their kids aren't going to fight them. Yeah. They're not going to do that to no adult in the street, because they know what's going to happen to them.
Yeah.
But
it's a power move.
And so I really let me ask you this. Did you ever talk to your parents about that, later on down the line, and say, "Hey, Mom, I really just didn't appreciate how you spoke to me like that," or you just pretty much left it alone?
I feel like, so it's me and my brothers. I feel like we have had that conversation, but I just feel like, and I'm not trying to be saying all families, but I feel like a lot of Black families that just doesn't work. You know what I'm saying?
That's true. No, it's true.
You can tell that's true. You hurt their feelings, but I think it's a part of it, and I think that it's good that you said that, because I think that people our age, we are pretty much responsible for breaking that generational curse, because I think that that's just learned behavior. Their parents did that to them, and their parents' parents. You know what I mean? It's always been just something that's been accepted. And I think that even when I've had conversations with my parents, my mom, it's just like they have this mindset where it's like you just do what your parents say.
Mm-hmm.
You don't question anything, where I feel like people our age, we're like, nah, what's that all about? You know what I mean? Like we're willing to call you out on your stuff and like put it out there and like make the change, because it's like you said, it is damaging. Definitely it is damaging. But I just think that parents our age, they just really didn't question it, or they didn't have the I don't even say if I would say right, but they didn't have that idea to do that. You know what I'm saying? It was always just go with whatever they said. Whereas I feel like our generation, whether it comes to how your parents are, or it's the same thing like with jobs. Like, we don't stay in jobs that we don't want to. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if we're not happy at a job, we're quick to leave. Whereas like our parents' generation, they will stay at a crappy job for 20-something years until retirement because, well, it's better, like, because their mindset is, well, at least I have a job. Well, I mean, why would you want to stay somewhere you're not happy? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I think our generation, we are breaking a lot of, generational curses and stuff like that. So I feel like we just don't take that. We don't take nothing from nobody. You know what I mean? Like,
most definitely.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean,
but I was gonna say this, like, and that's why I look at it like, this is a taboo thing about whoopings, like getting whooped or whatever. Like, nobody likes to be hit. So why are we hitting our kids? Like, we didn't like that. That's something I just don't understand. And I see what you're saying. Like, it's learned behavior, but I'm saying, like, and somebody said, well, Kendra, you don't have kids, so you're not going to understand. No, I understand that. Like, I don't have a child, but at the same time, like, and because I think sometimes kids will purposely do stuff to make you mad, but are there not ways? I feel like there might be ways around it.
Definitely. There definitely are. It's like, it's just like, at the end of the day, as a parent, you don't necessarily, it's like a baby, you have a child and they have like a clean slate, a clean palette, right? And you're the artist who gets to teach them how to be, you know what I'm saying? Like, from a young age, if you're teaching your kid how to deal with their emotions and how to act, then there won't be a reason to whoop them. But if you, like, I feel like a lot of times whooping, it's easier to whoop your kid than to actually explain to them what they've done wrong. Because if you think about it, 9 times out of 10, when you were getting a whooping, you never even knew what you were getting a whooping.
Exactly.
So, and then it's just like, if you, God forbid, you ask, why am I getting in trouble? Then you're considered disrespectful, where it's just like, instead of just explaining yourself. I think that's another thing, is that a lot of parents, people are, that the parents that we had, like our age and stuff like that, and their parents too, it's everything is considered disrespectful when you question them, or not even question them, but when you have to make them explain themselves. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, no, I'm not saying that you gotta explain yourself to your kid necessarily, but I think that, I just don't think whoopings help. You know what I'm saying? Because you know that there are those bad kids who the whoopings don't faze them. They're still gonna do what they want to do. So it's like, you gotta be able to, like, try something different. You know what I mean? Like, there's other, like you said, there's got to be other ways to discipline your kid than hitting them.
Do you have any children?
No, I don't. But
can you adopt me? You seem like a cool mom. You seem like, adopt me, please. I'm already home trained.
I definitely want to have kids, and I know there's gonna be times when my kids are gonna push me to the limit. You know what I'm saying? I probably will want to give them a little slap or something like that, but I'm not about to be a little tap in. But I mean obviously
No, you said slap. Go ahead. That's what you said.
Well, shoot,
are you gonna pimp slap them? Pimp slap them?
Yeah, I used to get slapped, whooped, whatever, yelled at.
Well, wait, let me ask you this: was there ever a time where you actually like fought your mom back, or never got that close?
You getting me in trouble, man. Okay. Sometimes.
Wait, is your mom listening? Okay. Does she listen to this?
I know, right?
Mom, don't listen to this episode.
So, like I said, I was a bit of a rebellious kid, right? So, I'm very much a kid. I would think I was that type of kid and that type of person. Like, when you're wrong, right? And I don't like, just like, I feel like as a teenager, I was definitely that teenager that like butted heads with my mom a lot. And I think one time she was about to slap me, and I blocked her hand.
You blocked her hand.
She tried to like
yes
get with the other hand, and I think I like dodged or like I pushed her back or something like that. And like it's funny because when I'm telling you the story, I can vividly remember like we were in the kitchen, I was against the wall, and she said something, was like about to slap me, and I like, you know how you just do that quick reaction like block. She was so shocked.
Yeah.
And she tried to do it again, and I like dodged out the way, and like, but I mean, she still eventually ended up slapping me. But I think, I think that she was so shocked that because I was like, yo, I'm tired of getting hit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, I don't need this. You know what I mean? Like, you don't gotta hit me. You can use your words. You know? But, yeah.
Was you know what, a lot of parents are like that. I think one time my mom got in my face, and I don't remember what we were arguing about, but I had pushed her back and stuff like this. Like, like how dare she do
And
that?
I love how they're shocked about you doing the physical thing that they were just about to do to you. Like, if you was just about to push me, but when I push you back, now all of a sudden you're in shock. Like, what?
It's exactly. That's why I say, to me, it's just. But you know what's crazy is like, as soon as you try, like you do that, like, well, get out of my house now. You grown now?
Now
like
grown.
What? What in the world is this? So hey, mom, look, listen, please.
Wait, did you ever get kicked out your
house? No, I haven't. I left volunteer.
You were a good kid.
No, it's not.
Got kicked out.
No, I left a few times, and I was house hopping, I was couch surfing and stuff like that, because I was just like, bro, I'm paying bills here. I can't do nothing. I can't wear what I want. Like, why am I even living here? I can't listen to this.
That
I can't
to be tough too,
like
because you got the whole religious aspect and
that like I said, that too. Like, when you did get kicked out, did you go to your homegirl's house, or did you just come back later that same day?
Times. I got kicked out in high school, and I went to stay with my grandmother for like the weekend. I came back, and then I think I got kicked out again. Oh, was that? No, I think it was always in high school. But I was always but I would stay with like my grandmother, and then my grandmother would send me back, like probably just.
Wait, hold on. Wait. I got a question though. Did you ever try to ask your grandma to allow you to stay there permanently? Like, grandma, please, like, your daughter is tripping, man.
Either, so she wanted me.
What in the world? What in the world is going on? Like, that is
like,
some
you
bullcrap.
need to
So
take
what in the?
it.
Okay, wait. I got a question. Okay, what about did you have any other siblings in the house, or your father, was he there with you? And like, anytime this happened, like, did anybody try to like diffuse the situation? Like, yo, like, come on, don't do that to her. She's young. You're in the wrong.
I have other siblings, but I'm the oldest. So there wasn't nothing they can do. I mean, again, it wasn't like I was like some horrible teenager. I think it was just like, I don't know, like, you know, as a teenager and as a girl, like they say a lot of times you butt heads with your mom, you know what I'm saying? And it was just like, and also the
of course you do.
Now I can think about it, is like my mom and we are very similar, and and I think that she's very strong-headed, and so was I. So it was like those two strong personalities in the same household. It wasn't always working, you know what I'm saying? Or I was definitely that type of kid who was just like, no, I'm gonna do what I want to do, and I'm gonna act how I want to act, and I'm gonna, you know what I mean? Like, it was just like, nah, I'm not hearing it, you know? And obviously, as I got older, I was able to understand more and like take advice, but definitely as a teen, I wasn't having it. I wasn't feeling it. I wanted to be me and do what I wanted to do, you know, which, you know, got me in trouble. So, yeah.
I mean, but this is what parents need to realize as well. Like, of course, no parent wants to, you know, think the inevitable of their child, but your child is going to lie. They're going to probably steal. They're going to have sex. Okay, so I don't see what. Oh my gosh, you're pregnant, right. Mama, freaking. Oh 30. Yeah, I mean, like
you gotta start living in reality at a certain point.
Like, some point you gotta realize, like, fathers, especially with fathers, they get upset with their daughters. They bring a boy home. I'm like, don't you realize, like you were trying to have sex with this woman? Why are you coming down on me for?
They're like, they have this idea, no sex, not, you know, they're so against it. And then once you hit a certain age, you're like, okay, where's my grandkids? It's like, you do know you gotta have sex to have the grandkids and stuff. Like, you gotta be in relationships and stuff for that. So,
or you can be the Virgin Mary.
So it's just like parents, they have this switch that goes off where like all of a sudden they want grandkids. So it's like you said.
But you know what's crazy? My mom never ever talked to me about, because my mama had me in her 40s, all right? And so my mama never talked to me about the birds and the bees at all. The only thing my mom talked to me about was menstruation. She made me carry pads in school, in middle school and stuff, and I didn't get my cycle until I was in 8th grade. And even then, I still wasn't aware properly how to do it. Like, okay, you're supposed to change your, the pad this how many times a day. You're supposed to automatically throw it out in the garbage can outside. Like, I wasn't aware of this. Like, I wasn't taught I had to learn that on my own.
Yeah,
which really kind of sucked.
When it comes to, because I have obviously my friends, we've had these conversations. I think a lot of times when it comes to black households and parents, they just don't teach you. I think, again, that's what I'm saying. It's the comfort level of being able to discuss various things and like discuss things. Like, I feel like a lot of times parents that we have and their parents, they always have this, parent versus child mentality where you don't have to explain yourself or explain things, but like things like that need to be explained. You know what I'm saying?
They do. No, they really do. Like, I thought, I'm gonna tell you this. I remember when I first got it, I said, oh my goodness, now I can have babies. Like, that's the first thing I thought. But then I remember I told like a lot of people, like, hey, I just started my period. Like, I didn't know that I wasn't supposed to say that. Like, I thought it was a welcoming moment, like, that you're supposed to go and tell people. Like, so I thought that's what you were supposed to do. But I guess, I'll tell my child, hey, look, no, you might one day, if I have all girls or if I have boys, whatever, I'm going to tell them, like, hey, look, one day you're going to become a woman. Okay. And, you know what? Just don't tell everybody. Don't make the mistake I did. Do not tell everybody. Just tell me and maybe a few people in the household, or just keep it to yourself. I'm not sure, but hey, I'm here to let you know. Like, I want to be able to, like I said, with my daughter, I want to be able to, have matching outfits with her when she's a kid. Then I want to be able to say, hey, do you like a boy? Tell me about these boys in school. And I want to put her up on game. Like, my father. One thing about my father was he was the best father he could be. He was financially there, but emotionally he wasn't there. So I never had that dad that I could sit here and confide in about things or even talk to about things. Like, he never discussed anything. My father was a shoot the breeze type dad. So with that being said, that really hurts, because now you're trying to, find love in the wrong places. You're trying to, figure your way out and stuff like that. So the person who I want to father my kids, I really hope they're going to be there, for my child, for our children, the best way possible. And that best way possible is by being, like I said, just saying, you know what, you're always gonna be daddy's little girl, and I'm gonna make sure I do everything in my power to make sure you're not on the pole. Okay, because that's another reason why I wanted to jump on the pole. I said, oh man, kind of like was having dad issues, but then it also was like I wanted to be a video vixen, and then also I wanted to drive my dream car and then meet with all these celebrities and stuff, but then I realized that I got 2 left feet. Okay, I would have been the first stripper in history bringing home some pocket change. You would have thought that I was working for a non-profit organization. Can't dance for nothing. Like, God knew what he was doing. God knew what the heck he was doing. So like I said, with all that being said, that's one thing, and I honestly believe that when you go through those things as children going into your teenage and adult years, you know what to do differently if you actually are an aunt, if you're actually a mentor to somebody, you know what to do. And you can guide them and steer them in the right direction.
And that's true. Yeah. I think this is good. This is a good conversation, definitely.
Most definitely. It's just, there's a lot of insight, dropping jewels, tips. I'm just saying, like, guys, do not give up on your dreams. And I mean that. And I always say, if you really want to know if you're talented, go to a child. They'll let you know if you're talented or not. So I done passed all the tests with children.
Yeah, they're definitely honest. So closing words, like, what's your words of encouragement for other young comedians?
Words of encouragement is to really, and not even with comedians, just with anybody. I want you all to realize, like, number one, you got to keep God first in your life. Okay. And I'm talking about the real God, not the person not the tree that you worship, people, not the Sphinx cat. Okay. Stop that. That's why you lost, and that's why your hairline is going back further than the Beason Jackson family. Okay. But no, keep God first in y'all's life. Number one. Number two, speak life and not death. A lot of people don't realize there's life and death in the power of the tongue. So when you say stuff like, you laughing and you like, oh, I'm dead. Don't say that. Do not say that. Or when you're talking and say, man, y'all are killing me. Don't say that. Do not say that. Speak what you want. Dream about what you want. Have a vision board. I started having vision boards when I was like, I think the earliest had to be like high school, and did a vision board. Then I did more of a vision board college, and earlier this year I did another vision board. Somebody challenged me to do a vision board, so I did a vision board. And so one thing I realized is that write your goals down. Figure out what you want to be in life. Again, not everybody is going to believe in your dream. A lot of people will give you the runaround. And they'll try to make you look like you're like a fool. You're gonna want to give up. There are gonna be people out there who will have you come so close to working with them, and guess what they do? They renege. It happened to me. Happened to me yesterday. I could have sworn I actually had it in the bag. I was very honest with another podcasting group, and they literally had me talking for an hour, even had me give my material that I was going to give to the listeners, right? And they said, okay, we'll definitely be in touch. We'll see if we can get you in January. Then they say, hey, it was nice meeting you, but we feel that you're not a good fit for our brand at this moment. If we ever loop to this topic, we'll keep you in mind. So that's what's gonna happen when they loop back to that topic. They want to come hit me up. I'm gonna charge them. I'm trying to come at y'all right now when I'm free. Okay? Do you think I should charge them $50 or $100? Okay, I'm gonna charge them $100. That's what anybody. Tell y'all, man. Be like Mike Jones. Back then, they didn't want me out hot. They all on me. Okay. So again, that's how it is. Like, you're not gonna. I'm telling you, that's why you keep a good repertoire with people. You give people a chance. You check them out, see what they're about. Those. And lastly, if by all means, please, try cocaine, because crack is whack. All right, I'm done.
Well, thank you so much for reaching out and being a guest on the show. Definitely a lot of laughs, got a lot of gems dropped. I'm sure definitely listeners will like it. So you want to tell them your your social media so they can follow you?
Of course, my favorite part. Okay, people. So I'm on Instagram. I was gonna give y'all my Facebook name, but I don't know how the heck y'all be finding me. Because guess what? Even if we got 2 mutual friends in common, I don't care. Like, if I don't know you, I'm gonna decline every time. So Instagram. Yeah, wait, you ever notice on Facebook, once you accept one request from an African, the whole village comes? Okay. On Instagram, Idolize Dynasty, and that's spelled IDOLIZEDYNASTY. So I as in igloo, D as in David, O as in Oscar, L as in Larry, I as in igloo, Z as in zebra, E as in echo, D as in David, Y as in young, N as in Nancy, A as in apple, S as in Sam, T as in Tom, Y as in young. YouTube, Kendra Crump. So what you do, and you gotta actually tell people this manually, because a lot of y'all ain't the highest grade of weed in the dispensary. Okay, so what you do, go to the search bar, you click on the search bar once you make it to YouTube. Okay, youtube.com, click on the search bar, Kendra Crump, KYNDRA space CRUMP. So K as in King, Y as in Young, KYN, N as in Nancy, D as in David, R as in Rump, because I got a fat one. Okay, A as in Apple, space people, space, C as in Cat, R as in Robert, U as in Under, M as in Mary, P as in Paul. So KYNDRA space CRUMP. I got 1.2K subscribers right now. Need y'all to run it up. Tell a friend to tell a pigeon, because pigeons be carrying words to the crackhead, and the crackhead's gonna take that word and tell somebody else. Okay, y'all run it up. Okay, and please, y'all keep supporting this wonderful young lady. She has been awesome. She is going to be this beautiful, like, entrepreneur. Okay, she is going places. You know, shout out to Mama. Okay, look, I know you did the best that you could. It's okay, all right. It's okay, but for her recompense, she would like $50 million. Okay, all right. That's all I'll say about that.
Thank you, Kendra, so much for coming on. And I will definitely, when I post it on the Instagram, I will tag you and just people to tag you.
Yeah, and then I'll repost it to my story time. Make sure you just do my little, put at, in your story, and then I'll repost it, and then you can have people flood your DMs. The good people, not the bad ones, man. We don't need you creeps. I'm tired of y'all, okay? Oh, creep dudes. I don't even know what you sound like, but you want to get my number. Are you still going to puberty at 40, sir? All right.
Too funny. All right. Thank you so much for coming on. All right. Have a